back here for the speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this winter family vacation home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1. So this idea has been so highly requested, it's actually kind of ridiculous. I'm getting I've had messages in the past, especially when seasons came out, and now I'm probably getting maybe 2 or 3 of these requests per week. So I thought it's definitely time to go ahead and do this because of all the requests for it. So I hope this all kind of lived up to what you hope it will be, and I'm actually really happy how this build turned out, because as you can see, it looks a little bit different from a normal build because it's on a very big hill. I do actually use these rocks sometimes to make that kind of train tool illusion sort of thing. Well, train tools, I suppose, just like a hill illusion, but I've never really done it to this extent before, because sometimes I may do, just a few around the house, but this is actually 3 levels up the house, and I did I did it by kind of doing those rocks there, as you can see. I then put this floor here, this first floor down, where I completely covered that with rocks as well, and then above that there's 2 stories, which is the actual house. So this is actually built in granite falls, as you can probably tell. It's on a 40 by 30 lot, is it? I think, yeah, I think it is. So there's actually 2 of these lots in game. If you look from the map, it's the one that's kind of to the right of the 2 40 by 30s, at the kind of front, I guess you could say. You can kind of see the house that's to the left, and you can kind of use that as an idea of which one it is where you can place it. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's just 2 40 by 30 lots. But I also just want to say as well that when you go ahead and place this, the uploaded version on the gallery is actually flipped the other way around. So when you place it, make sure that, well, you don't have to, it doesn't really matter that much actually, but what I kind of intended and the way I built it is where the actual front of the lot is kind of the other way around, if that makes sense. So you can see where the kind of pool is at the front, where you can see that that's looking out over the lake, but in this particular lot it's actually classed as the back of the lot, if that makes sense. So I had to flip it around for the gallery thumbnail, so when you place it down, just go ahead and flip it. It doesn't really matter if you don't want it, it's just an idea of how I was intending it to look. And also make sure you have move objects on, of course. I mean, I never really say that. I feel like it's something that everybody just knows, just to have move objects on when you place builds, especially, I mean, nobody... Well, I can't really think of anybody who doesn't use move objects, but I do it all my builds, so it's always a good idea to do that. Personally, I've never actually had any problems when kind of a build uses move objects and go to place it. Most of the time I kind of forget to put move objects on, but when I place it, it's still fine. But for this, since there's a lot of rocks and a lot of them have been kind of sized up and moved up with the 9 key as well, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and do that just in case. And because when I actually kind of flipped it around, I had move objects off and actually kind of messed up some of the rocks. So yeah, just to be on the safe side, I suppose. You can actually see here that we're building this in just summer, like the regular eternal summer that we've always had before seasons, and that's just because it's easier for me to see everything, all the details, especially the terrain and the landscaping and stuff like that. I do normally, if I'm doing a winter build, I do it like that in the summertime, so I can see everything, and then I go ahead and change it to winter for the thumbnails, and well, actually change it to winter once we get on the interior, because I'm not really needing anything on the exterior at that point, if that makes sense. So you will see it switch to winter a little bit later in the video. And there was something else I was going to mention, I've totally forgot. Oh, that was it. So you can see that I kind of did this little, sort of it's actually the porch, I think, from Jungle Adventure, and I put it in the pool, as you can see. And I actually got that idea from Evelyn here on YouTube. She did one of her builds a little while ago, and I thought it was a really nice idea. I mean, it's just a simple little thing, but it looks really nice, especially because I was trying to make this look more of a sort of like a natural pool, I guess you could say, with all the, it doesn't have straight edges or anything. So I thought having that maybe a little bit adds to that, sort of like a pier sort of thing, I guess you could say, for a tiny little lake. And yeah, so we're just working on the landscaping now, as you can see. And I'm actually doing this voiceover on the 7th. I think this is going up tomorrow on the 8th, I think. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm not too sure though, because I'm pretty sure that Simguru Kate said that we're going to be getting an announcement early next week. So I'm not too sure if that is already passed, because I uploaded 10:30 AM PST time, which is 30 minutes after The Sims normally do any announcements that they're going to do, because they normally do it at 10 AM Pacific Standard Time. So maybe there was an announcement 30 minutes ago from when this video goes up, I don't know. I was kind of wanting to put this off a little bit so I could maybe talk about whatever this announcement's going to be in the build, in the in the voiceover. So I mean, I can't really do that unless we're going to on Tuesday as well. I'm not too sure, but just have to wait and see, I suppose. But yeah, so what else has been happening? Not really that much, to be honest. I do, if you're new to my channel, then I do kind of like to talk about other things than the build. Like, I kind of keep things even from, talking a little bit about the build and talking a little bit about other things, but at the minute there really isn't that anything kind of interesting going on. I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, the only thing that I can really think to talk about is that, as you may have seen, last week was the first week that I started doing Friday and Sunday mansion builds. So I'd normally do 64 by 64 lots on Sundays, but since everybody likes those builds the most during the week, I felt like it was a better idea to kind of focus on those a little bit more. So now I'm incorporating an additional mansion build during the week on a Friday. So the Sunday ones will still stay there, but now we've got a Friday one as well, just because everybody seems to like mansion builds, so I thought that'd be a good idea. Now, I know everybody thinks I'm crazy by doing this. Everybody's been talking about this on Twitter, but I'm not gonna like really stress myself about the Friday one, because it is an additional one at the end of the day. So maybe one week where I've got other things going on and I may not get the chance to get a full mansion build finished, then I'm not going to worry about it and I'm just upload another video that day. And the Sunday ones I've always managed to keep, so I'm going to definitely stick to that. But maybe one or two, just out of the blue, really, if that happens where I might not get the video done, I'm not going to stress about it because it is a bonus one after all. So you can see now that we're just working on this kind of porch area, and I kind of just did that there with, just a hot tub, because I thought that'd be nice, especially for the winter time, so you can kind of enjoy the Granite Falls outdoor area, in the winter time. And it also looks out over the lake as well, which is really nice. I think I actually have a screenshot at the end which looks out like that. Yeah, there is. So now we're on the interior, as you can see, and I went for a grey colour scheme. I don't really do grey that often. I don't really know why, actually, but I thought it looked really nice with today's build because it kind of fits in with the winter theme, and it is a little bit bland. So upstairs I did go ahead and change up that colour, so the hallway is like that, but then I did go ahead and change up the bedrooms to slightly different colours. I totally forgot to mention, but there is 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms here. Now, I did keep the bedrooms fairly neutral, so they're not for any particular type of sim. I do that normally for all my builds, just because I kind of like the look of builds not being that lived in, if that makes sense. So you can go ahead and kind of, change it up, and make it fit for your family. But I did just go ahead and do neutral ones in particular today, especially because it is a vacation home after all. So I felt like, people are just going to be coming here for a short amount of time and then going, and then the next people come in to live for a week or whatever it is. So I felt like it was maybe especially a better idea not to do any personalized rooms, because it is just a vacation rental. So it's not like, your Sims are going to be living here for a long time. I mean, you could definitely do that if you wanted to, if your Sims have the money, kind of just keep extending the vacation forever. And also what I really like about this build is that it has a lot of windows. I did that for 2 reasons. One, I kind of just felt like doing it, really. And the other reason is because it's kind of like, there's lots of like nice scenery and stuff, so I thought it'd be nice to have lots of big windows and everything so your Sims can look out of that. And also as well, I did like a sort of like a mezzanine level in this, but like where the living room is. You'll see it once I get upstairs. It's just like a big open area, and it kind of looks down onto the bottom floor from upstairs, which is really nice. And I also did this really random thing with windows inside the home. As you can see there next to the stairs, next to this bar area here, I did just kind of do a wall full of windows. I felt like I kind of wanted to be open plan, but it was kind of like, it felt like a little bit too big of a space, so I just went ahead and used that as sort of like a divider, and it kind of, helped with that problem, but it also still keeps it open plan because it's literally just see-through windows. So I just went ahead and did that. Now, like I said, there is 2 bathrooms in this home, but I just went ahead and showed you one of them because they're both identical, the same size, they've got all the same stuff in it as well. So I just went ahead and showed you one here so you can see what it kind of looks like, and both the bathrooms on the bottom floor because I didn't have the space for them upstairs. So this room right here, I would probably imagine is the master bedroom, probably just because it's kind of like got the big main windows and it's kind of in the middle. I don't really know, they're kind of like all sort of master ones, I guess you could say. There's not really really, I don't really think about that a lot when I do my builds, because all the bedrooms are pretty massive anyway. So it's kind of hard sometimes to decide on what's going to be the master bedroom. Because, you know, maybe this one could be, but then again, the one that has like the brown walls has its own fireplace and this one doesn't, so it's, you know what I mean, it's kind of hard to decide. And then we've got like a blue coloured room as well, which, I mean, it's kind of hard as well, because this room right here and the brown one also have balconies, so again, it's really hard to decide, especially for this home in particular. So we're just working on this room here, which is the second last one, and this build took me like an hour and 30 minutes or something, or an hour and 40. It was really kind of short. The thing is that the build itself is pretty simple. It was just the fact that it kind of was very time consuming in particular areas. Now what I mean time consuming, it only took me an hour and 40 minutes, but what I mean is those rocks took so long to do. I did quite a bit of them off screen, but that was kind of the thing that took the majority of the time in this build. Everything else, including the interior and all the furnishing stuff, went fairly quickly because it wasn't a big space really. It was only a 40 by 30 lot. And, you know, a big portion of the lot is took up by the rocks and stuff, so it wasn't really a difficult build or anything. And I'm really, really happy how it turned out, because it is something a little bit different for me in terms of how all my builds look. So I really, really hope you enjoyed today's build. If you did, in the comments section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. If you have any more suggestions for builds or anything in particular you want to see next, then please let me know in the comment section down below, as that'd be really, really helpful to hear. Feel free to go ahead and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1. I'm going to go ahead and leave you here with the screenshots of this build. Make sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!